Today I'm gonna show you how to do a glazing. First, I used just four colors: titanium white, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, and ultramarine blue. First, you start mixing red and white. I used linseed oil with turpentine in a 50-50 ratio. As you can see, glazing is a very thin transparent layer of oil paint applied over an underpaint. First, you need to take into consideration that the underpainting, it has to be very dry to the touch. In this case, it's a grisaille, which I painted so many days ago. It has to be very dry to the touch. Now, as you can see, if this first layer, it was very thin. And now I add a little bit more of red, which it makes the layer a little bit thicker. You can control that. You need to know where to apply a very thin layer and where you need to do it a little bit thicker. Like in this case, you see now the chin of the portrait of the girl is a little bit reddish. Yeah, I used two brushes. One brush is to apply the paint, and the other one is to fade the paint on the canvas. Both of these brushes are synthetic, with very soft hair. You can use the glaze to build up my entire portrait like I'm doing now, but you can use it just for some part, just for enhance some colors, or change some value, or change the temperature, some part warmer, some part cool. And there are so many reasons why painters we use the glazing. Old masters, they used to use glazing in so many layers, like 50, 60 layers, and take into account that to apply a layer of glazing, the previous layer has to be very dry, and maybe it's gonna take 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. You have to wait when you touch the paint and you feel very dry the paint. It's okay to do the next layer. When you end up the first layer, you see a little bit of change in the color. Well, you can see through the layer, and if there is any mistakes, you could see it through the layer. That's why, in my case, in this particular portrait, I need to do some impasto in some part, some impasto and combined with glazing and impasto at the same time, because I'm not using glazing now just to change a little part of the portrait. I'm using the glazing just to build up the entire portrait. The idea is to end up with a really colorful portrait. Now I want to apply in some light. There are so many colors that you can use for glazing. You can use just pure colors. In that case, you're gonna get a very transparent layer. If you apply or mix paint with white, you're gonna have an opaque layer, because with the white is gonna cover the paint mixed with white. Any color is gonna cover a little bit more, and it's up to you if you wanna cover more or you just wanna do a very subtle change. Yeah. In this case, I needed the paint to cover a little bit more, because I'm not doing just subtle changes. It's gonna be a real transformation from a black and white underpaint to a colorful portrait. But in this case, it's an exercise. Yes? I'm doing just for the purpose to show you how the glazing works. This is the first layer. It's gonna take me a lot more to finish this paint. It's really a huge change. You can see I'm applying white paint without any solvent, and I blend it. Yeah, it's amazing what you can get with glazing. You can do a lot of changes, like what you have seen now, from a gray painting to a colorful painting. And this is the first step. Can you imagine, and in so many layers, how it's gonna be? Like 3, 4, 5 layers. It's gonna be really good. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration and you can find it useful for you, for your work. Thank you.